always the best person in the world, and I put my foot in my mouth all the time. And maybe sometimes I'm in a bad mood, and maybe sometimes I say things that are bitchy, but at least I own it. Nothing is worse when there's women, they do those duck lips.
Much and
It's like they think they look beautiful and they look so ugly. Or they do those big cheek things.
Yeah, right.
I'd rather like Daffy Duck and like Chipmunk.
Ramona Singer. For years, she was one of the biggest stars on The Real Housewives of New York City. She built her reputation as bold, unapologetic, and always ready to stir the pot.
Are you kidding me, Bethany? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Don't attack my business, because I support my family, and I gave half my money to my husband that I was married to for 30 years, okay? You're only married 2. Talk to me when you're married to someone 30 years. It's like my heart was cut out.
Of course I know where it is,
Where is
Jill.
it?
Jill, it's tacky.
Tell me where it is.
Jill, it's tacky.
Just tell me where the social register is.
Jill.
Okay.
Jill, it's just tacky.
I don't like the way you're speaking to me right now.
What is that?
All of them, and I have to go to the psychiatrist.
You want to be your own person, I get it, okay? We're just oil and vinegar. It's okay, I get it.
Oil and vinegar go together. You mean oil and water? Yes, they do. They're right there on the table.
No, it separates. Mix it together and it separates.
But behind the glitz and Bravo spotlight, a darker story was unfolding. Court filings, workplace complaints, ugly accusations, and a long list of controversies that turned a reality TV icon into one of the most criticized figures in the Housewives universe.
You know what, Kristen? This is 2 for 2 now. You're a bitch.
I'm trying to help
No,
your friend.
no,
You have not
no,
helped her in
no,
20 years.
no. Just get out of my face.
Excuse me.
Second time. You know what? I'm sick of it.
Ramona flies off the handle and whips a glass at Kristen's face. Who does that?
I have a fight with someone, I show up their freaking door.
In this deep dive, we separate documented facts from reported allegations. We'll look at lawsuits, exposés, and the patterns of behavior that reshaped Ramona's career, reputation, and future. This is the dark side of Ramona Singer.
Really old for my age.
Who said that?
Ramona.
You don't need all that
Well,
makeup.
I like it.
The heavy
It's tough.
eye makeup. You look old for your age.
You're older. I do? No, I don't. Yeah, trust me. I do not.
Yeah,
I
you do. You look
coming from
old
right
for
now.
your age, and I look young for my age, and that's how it stands.
You are a bitch.
What did I say? It was so mean.
When The Real Housewives of New York City premiered in 2008, Ramona Singer quickly stood out. She wasn't polished or diplomatic like some of her co-stars. She was outspoken, blunt, and often cutting. Fans gave her a nickname, the Singer Stinger. If there was a feud, Ramona was usually in the middle of it. If someone was going to say what others were too afraid to say, it was Ramona.
You feel like a piece of last week at
I
that
can't.
Bethany.
If you had let me stay more than 5 minutes, I would have.
You said you walked in like nothing happened. You're like, hi!
What did you want me to say? Should I walk? Should I have walked in and said, "I'm sorry, Bethany," and I'm
Absolutely.
sorry, Ramona?
You should have walked in and said, you know what? I am sorry.
You didn't give me a chance.
You didn't
give me a chance.
No, you didn't look
Then
for
why
a
do you
chance.
think I came?
You didn't look for a chance, God damn it. You didn't look for a chance. You came in there holier than thou. I am Jill. Come worship me. Instead of saying, Alex, I was a head to you. Bethany, I was a head to you. Ramona, I'm a head to you too. And please forgive me.
That raw personality made her one of Bravo's most reliable reality stars. But the very traits that won her attention, her sharp tongue, her lack of filter, and her bold confrontations, also set the stage for years of controversies. Fame gave Ramona power, influence, and money. But fame also magnified every misstep. And soon, the story of Ramona Singer became less about fun drama on TV, and more about the dark allegations surrounding her off-screen behavior. In 2023, Ramona Singer's reality TV image took its hardest hit yet. Vanity Fair published a sweeping exposé about the behind-the-scenes culture at Bravo and the Real Housewives franchise. At the center of that investigation, Ramona herself.
Ramona has been removed from BravoCon because of her partially using the N-word in a text exchange with Page Six. Page Six writes this. They said, just hours after Ramona Singer texted partial of a racial slur to a Page Six reporter, her name disappeared from the BravoCon app. So just a little background, the Vanity Fair expose came out just yesterday, and it talked about Ramona using a racial slur, the N-word, to a black producer. a few years ago, and that being substantiated during a phone call with Ebony K. Williams. You can see the exchange here, but if you look at the very bottom, and she says the word I used was the N-word, not N-I-G. Ramona.
The report detailed serious allegations of racist remarks. According to sources and HR complaints described in the article, Ramona allegedly used a racial slur in a text message. Crew members also said she made insensitive comments about Black colleagues and cast members. For Bravo, this wasn't just Housewives drama anymore. This was a workplace issue. HR had reportedly been involved, and crew members were raising concerns about culture and safety. Ramona denied using the slur. She pushed back, saying the reports were exaggerated or taken out of context. But the damage was already done. Almost immediately, Bravo dropped her from planned appearances at BravoCon, their massive fan event. Online, fans and critics erupted, some saying it was time for Ramona to go, others still defending her. This wasn't just a feud between housewives. This was a turning point, a shift from petty arguments on TV to serious allegations about racism, accountability, and what Bravo allowed behind the scenes. The fallout from the Vanity Fair expose was swift and brutal. First came Bravo, pulling Ramona out of BravoCon, cutting her out of promotions, and keeping her distance. Then came the professional consequences. Ramona had been working in real estate, but the negative press spilled into her career. Major outlets reported on her being sidelined, and even clients began questioning her public image. For someone selling luxury apartments, reputation is everything. Sponsors and event hosts also went quiet. Brand deals that once leaned on her Housewives fame suddenly weren't calling. Inside the industry, there was silence from some co-stars, but subtle distancing from others. Few people rushed to publicly defend her. And that's the bigger theme here. Reality stars don't just rely on screen time. They rely on reputation to fuel their side businesses, appearances, and product lines. When the image breaks, the money dries up. For Ramona, the allegations didn't just dent her brand. They cracked the very foundation of her professional life.
You need to deal with your anger.
Oh God, here we go.
A sophisticated woman, your anger,
you need to know how to
you
use the
attacked,
English
you
language
attacked
perfect.
Luann. You made Luann cry the other night.
That's it. Yeah.
She cried. Can you look in the mirror?
Me?
Please look
Oh
in
my
the mirror.
God.
Please look in the
People
mirror.
use the word
Please
traumatized
look
when
in
they
the
use
mirror.
you. Traumatized.
You're worse than my father. when you get angry.
Traumatized.
You're worse than my father.
Traumatized.
Yes, you're worse than my father.
Do your turtle
That's
ears.
a different issue.
Ramona Singer's sharp tongue was part of her Housewives brand. Fans even gave it a name, the Singer Stinger. But behind the entertainment value, many of her co-stars painted a very different picture. Over the years, castmates repeatedly called her difficult, rude, and exhausting to work with. During her time on The Real Housewives of New York City, conflicts piled up. From shouting matches at dinners to dismissive behavior during reunions, Ramona became the lightning rod of tension.
I never ever should have said what I said. You don't have to say anything. I'm sorry. I never should repeat what I heard. It was totally wrong. Totally wrong of me and inappropriate. I need a vodka shot. No.
All right, well, this was fun. What? Ramona was like a toy soldier. I am sorry, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry if I hurt you. Let me go back to my station. And it was the most up, crazy, awkward apology ever.
The clashes with Ebony K. Williams, the show's first Black housewife, stood out. Ebony said she often felt dismissed or belittled by Ramona's comments. What viewers saw as drama for ratings, insiders described as toxic, and that's the blurred line with reality television. What plays as entertainment on screen can feel very different to the people living it. For some colleagues, Ramona wasn't just playing a villain, she was creating a harmful environment off camera too. If Ramona's on-set behavior stirred controversy, her social media posts often made things worse. Over the years, fans have called her out for tone-deaf comments online, whether it was dismissive responses to political issues, bragging during sensitive times, or defensive posts when criticized. The Bravo fandom has a long memory, and every post gets amplified. What might have been shrugged off 10 years ago is now screenshotted, dissected, and spread across fan accounts within minutes. Ramona's brand was built on being unfiltered and saying whatever she thought. But as public expectations shifted toward accountability and sensitivity, her offhand remarks became liabilities. What once made her real started making her reckless in the eyes of the public. Ramona's scandals didn't exist in a vacuum. They landed right in the middle of what many call Bravo's own reckoning. Across the network, controversies piled up. From the Vanderpump Rules cheating scandal to lawsuits over production practices, Bravo stars were under more scrutiny than ever. In that climate, Ramona's allegations looked less like an isolated personality clash and more like a symptom of a larger problem. Critics began asking, did Bravo protect its stars at the expense of cast and crew? Did the network profit off conflict while ignoring deeper issues? Her case became part of a bigger conversation about racism, workplace safety, and the ethics of reality TV. And that's the irony. The very network that built her fame also became the stage for her fall. Ramona Singer's personal life was never off limits. In fact, Bravo cameras often put it front and center. Her marriage to Mario Singer looked picture perfect on the Real Housewives of New York City. Fans saw them host dinners, laugh together, and present the image of a power couple. But behind the cameras, cracks were forming. In 2014, their marriage ended in divorce after Mario was caught in a very public affair. The story wasn't just gossip. It played out across tabloids, fan blogs, and even through Ramona's own statements on the show. The divorce marked a turning point. Suddenly, Ramona's personal struggles became public entertainment. Viewers debated her reactions, her anger, even her attempts to forgive. And that's the unique burden of reality TV. Marital heartbreak isn't just private pain, it becomes content. For Ramona, the fallout reshaped her family image. The confident, in-control businesswoman Bravo first introduced was now framed as another reality star with a broken home. Over the years, Ramona's reputation split into two very different pictures. To fans, she was often seen as the fun villain, unpredictable, blunt, the one who would say what everyone else was thinking. Her outbursts made for viral clips, her arguments kept reunions fiery, and her no-filter style guaranteed headlines. But to coworkers and insiders, the story was harsher. Many described her as toxic, rude, or dismissive behind the scenes. What fans saw as entertainment, colleagues experienced as exhausting. Ramona tried at times to reframe the narrative. She gave interviews insisting she was misunderstood, defended her actions as honest, and even asked for sympathy when accusations grew heavier. Yet, at the same time, she often denied responsibility, brushing off complaints as exaggerations. This contradiction only made things worse. In the digital age, where every denial is fact-checked and every contradiction is clipped and replayed, managing a scandal is nearly impossible. Ramona's attempt to walk the line between victim and unapologetic truth-teller left her stuck between two worlds, admired by some fans, rejected by many peers. Ramona Singer's journey is not just the story of one reality star, it's also a lesson about the entire culture of reality television. For years, Bravo and other networks have built empires by encouraging stars to be outrageous, to push boundaries, and to create drama on command. The bigger the feud, the higher the ratings. The more controversial the moment, the more memorable the episode. But what happens when those same stars go too far? When their words or actions cross into territory that sparks real pain, real complaints, and real consequences? Suddenly, the very behavior once rewarded with airtime becomes the reason for public backlash and lost opportunities. So the question remains, is Ramona Singer fully to blame, or is she also a product of a system that thrives on conflict but rarely takes responsibility for the fallout? And another layer, can a Bravo star ever truly separate their real identity from their TV persona? Ramona claimed she was simply being herself, outspoken, unfiltered, honest. Yet the cameras magnified every flaw. Once a line is blurred between character and person, it becomes nearly impossible to convince the world which side is real. In the end, the dark side of Ramona Singer is made up of many chapters: lawsuits and business disputes, accusations of racism and insensitivity, co-star complaints, unfiltered social media, and a divorce that played out like a storyline. Some allegations she denied, others remain unproven, but the consequences are undeniable. Sponsors stepped back, Bravo limited her appearances, and her once glamorous reputation took serious damage. What we're left with is a cautionary tale. Fame built on controversy can also collapse under controversy. And the very network that celebrated Ramona's bluntness helped create the circumstances that made her fall so public. For the audience, the takeaway is clear. Don't rely only on gossip blogs or viral clips. Look at investigative reports, official documents, and first-hand statements before drawing conclusions. Ramona Singer will always be remembered as one of the most unforgettable housewives. But for many, her legacy is now tied less to fun drama and more to scandals that expose the darker side of reality TV fame. Ramona Singer's story shows that reality TV fame can make you unforgettable, but sometimes for reasons darker than anyone ever imagined.